What's that? You made the mistake of thinking that life meant something, that you are important, that you are going somewhere, that your job has any meaning, your emotions have any meaning, your relationships have any meaning. My god. Let's be honest with ourselves. Human life is nothing but endless, vacant noise. By noise, I mean empty distractions. Empty distractions that make us suffer and stretch us to the very bone until there is nothing left but ash. All the distractions in life, all the products that we buy, the news stories that gain attention currency, every emotion we experience is nothing but big, empty, hollow nothings that are simply just slipping away to the void and will be lost in time forever. We are all slipping away to the void, and we desperately try to cling on to some kind of value that makes us feel better, that gives us meaning. Life doesn't need to have meaning. Life doesn't need to really mean anything, to be honest with you. It's just our egos that give life a sort of plastic, vacant meaning. I mean, how many times you basically have probably spent in school, how many years at your job, and you think, holy shit, I am going somewhere, this is a new opportunity. A new opportunity to make friends, a new opportunity to make money, whatever it may be. But as time goes on, you sort of start to realize that it all really is shit. Everything is shit. It's all shit. I can really definitely say that now. And I will say that till my dying breath. I'll take it with me to the grave. But it's like somebody will say, oh, well, no, you're just saying that. You're just a fucking, you just gotta see the more positive lights in life and existence itself. And yeah, sure, okay, there are some good things in this existence. But everything is marked by impermanence. Every pleasurable feeling or moment, feelings arise from moments, but I guess we get into that a little bit later or maybe another video. But anyways, so feelings arise from moments. We are feeling beings. And they said the saying goes, we are thinking, feeling beings, but more or less we are just feeling beings. Thought is not within our control, and they just appear in our minds through cause and effects that happen in our conscious phenomena. That's it. There's no control. But we are basically just born to feel, born to feel whatever life or whatever shit is thrown at us, basically. Existence is marked by suffering. It's the chaotic forces clashing against you endlessly until you draw your last moment of breath on this earth, which is more or less a hell realm. You think about the few pleasures we have in life, such as the company of friends, or a good meal, excitement. Those are all facilitated by things like loneliness, or that empty feeling where you enjoyed the company of your friends and then you want to sort of get that high that they make you feel, but there's nothing like the first high. That emotional adrenaline. Or what about enjoying a meal? You eat a delicious piece of food, you devour it within 3-5 seconds, whatever it is, and then you just feel hungry again. But the pleasure that food gives you is nowhere near as close to the pain you feel from hunger and the lasting effects of hunger, or the duration of it, and how powerful it can become. Excitement, for example. Boredom always follows excitement, whatever it may be. We are constantly seeking some form of a pleasurable feeling. And that's all our waking lives are geared towards. Now, I'm not going to say that's a bad thing. I mean, obviously, if you are born, you should try to have the happiest life as possible. But I think that people, they generally overestimate how pleasurable their lives are, how happy they are. And that's not really a good thing, because when the actual pain of existence comes around, you will definitely suffer. Especially if you're one of those people that think, well, majority of the people think that I am deserving of this or that. I deserve, all the big money, or, the good relationships, or whatnot. Most people live very dark and terrible lives, actually, but again, we overestimate how good our lives are. Always overestimate. That's just part of the survival drive, or survival mechanism we all have. That's the trick that the survival mechanism is playing on us. Because if we all were to really see what existence is, and how our lives would turn out, and the inevitable end that awaits us all, how that inevitable end will come, we would surely ask ourselves, damn, was it really worth it? I mean, was all this shit really worth it? Everything I strive for, everything I tried to do, every minor accomplishment I had, was it all worth it? And I suppose you could make the argument that yes, for the existence, while you're here, the existence you're living, I suppose you can try to make the best of it, or whatever. You can try to make the best of it. But again, that still is just delusion, because eventually life really does kick your teeth in through aging, illness, loss of relationships, unfulfilled goals, whatever it may be. I'm not one of these fucking idiots that go, oh, well, you just didn't try hard enough, or you just stopped trying. It's like, bro, it's like, we are finite beings, and our will is finite at that. Our capacity to push on is finite. I mean, I reckon under certain circumstances, if you were to put even the most strongest-willed human beings under torturous conditions, they would surely snap and probably either self-mutilate or kill themselves, or both, or just beg for somebody to just put them out of their misery. Now, obviously, I'm not sitting here, and I imagine the people, listening to this are not sitting there saying, well, they're living the most, hellish existence where, basically they're in a fucking torture chamber and every pain imaginable is being done onto them. But living as a person and going about your daily life, you get basically aggregated kicks in the nuts, minor kicks, whether that be just minor inconveniences, I don't know, tripping, people being knobheads, normies at work, treating you like shit as an outcast, basically hanging shit on you every chance they can get, your parents being fucking douchebags, because I'm pretty sure that parents are the first monsters we ever face, because they're the ones that usher us into this existence, and then basically from the divine roll of the dice, will conclude whether your parents fuck you up or not, or how much fucking up they will do. Because parents are the first arbiters of how much baggage you will have in life. I mean, early childhood development, like, God help you, you've got, shit parents that are cooking you at every chance they can get when you're young. You're going to carry that with you through adolescence into your adulthood, and most people just end up becoming neurotics, or they just turn to alcohol or some other substance, whatever it may be, or just dangerous behavior. Um, but regardless of that, though, most of us, yeah, we do have baggage, and I'm not too sure on how much we can really help that, or help ourselves, no matter how much fucking self-help we read, no matter how much money we make, no matter how much this and that, or whatever the fuck it is we do. There's still always going to be that empty void in our heart that constantly sounds out pain. And depending on your mental predisposition, which is again heavily determined by your genetics and your early environment, that pain will be amplified or it will be mitigated. That's not in your control, though, even though you may think it is. So this whole thing is just a stupid game that we're forced to play. I would never say to anybody, oh yeah, like, you love stuff, kill yourself, whatever. Like, that's just fucking, yeah, that's not the way. So while you're here, I suppose that, what you could try to do is just try to gain some understanding about the inner mechanisms that drive humans, and the cogs and machinery that basically is the world we live in. Not just the components of the world we live in, but systems specifically in place to suck our souls dry until we become nothing but empty, hollow husks. Thanks for listening.